it says you got experience in this field. You know, how far did you go with that? You know, what was your duties? What exactly did you do? You know, if they were, you know, possibly crew leaders or even, you know, supervisors, superintendents, or project managers, you never know.
Hello YouTube, welcome to the ProfitDig radio show.
Evening.
What's up?
I'm Jeff Givens, this is Jeff Spencer, Chris Work, and Jerry Work. We're excited to have you here with us. We hope you find our content useful. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share any of the content. If you guys want to comment on the videos, we'd love to hear, you know, what you guys think about the videos, or maybe you have a question.
Yep, that would be even better.
Yeah, we'd love to take your topics and discuss them. We were actually discussing an interesting topic earlier. You know, if you've got a business and you're considering maybe expanding or growing into some type of different market,
that sort of ties into what you're already doing. So we're not recreating the wheel here. It's just how can we sort of
I mean,
expand out from the
you don't want to be running a
offering.
dump truck company and then say, you know what, I think I want to develop solar panels.
Yeah.
Like,
that would be
unless that's your thing.
Not you can't
Unless
do
that's
it,
your thing.
But yeah,
But we're talking about things that are kind of parallel to what you're doing.
exactly. Yeah.
I know we were talking specifically about, like, you know, how do you go from where you're at today to where you want to go in the future?
I'm a landscaper. What can I do to expand my business?
Well, you know, most time, you know, landscapers, they come in on the tail end of a project. You know, there's beautification. That's like the last step, you know, before this project is complete.
Right.
So as a landscaper, you can sit back and watch all the trades that come in and work, you know, before you do. Well, if you're interested in dirt work, which landscaping and dirt work go hand in hand, you know, maybe look into like some small grading projects. You know, get yourself established as a grading and landscape company. And, you know, who knows, you know, I mean, one may be more lucrative than the other. You may want to, you know, drop landscaping eventually, you know, if you get big enough.
And I can see that opening up some additional commercial opportunity.
Right.
Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And, you know, it leads into other stuff, you know, like utilities, you know, utilities, grading, storm utilities, landscaping, and, you know, eventually you may want to get in like land development. You know, you may want to start purchasing land and be a developer yourself. You know, it's all about, you know, what you initially start off as and what line of work you start in and what is tied to that. You know, how can you expand and grow your business into different aspects of the construction industry?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, there's opportunities out there all the time, especially right here now in Middle Tennessee, the way things are growing and going. There's a lot of work.
Going, I like that.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
there's a lot of opportunities out there, you know, and contractors are hard to find right now. You know, it's like everybody's busy, so there may be some quick opportunities there for you to. Most time you've got, you know, small equipment, you can do small grade jobs, and you've probably got the ability to rent equipment. So if you want to expand and get into larger stuff, you know, of course, there's going to be some license issues. You know, you may have to go in and change your license and your license and your bonding, and maybe even insurance, you know, to be able to get into that aspect. But there's definitely opportunities to grow and stuff that you may not realize it, but, you know, when you are grading out an area for landscaping, you know, you are essentially doing grade type work. So it should already come somewhat natural to you, know, if you want to get in like small grading projects.
Sure.
And I'm just kind of thinking about this, and, you know, if I've got a crew of guys that have various fields of experience, you know, I might look at what they're capable of doing, where their expertise lies.
Yeah, sure. Utilize your guys. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That way, you know, like maybe I don't know how I want to expand the business, but I know I don't want to be forced into one type of work, because if that work dries up, I need to have something else I can fall back on. So, you know, any tips on how to identify, you know, the background experience that your guys have, other than just getting to know them, or do you hire for that?
Well, basically, don't get to know them, but I mean, if they give you applications before you hire them, I mean, they should have their work history, you know, in their application, and then you can enlighten on that. You're like, hey, it says you got experience in this field. You know, how far did you go with that? You know, what was your duties? What exactly did you do? You know, if they were, you know, possibly crew leaders or even, you know, supervisors, superintendents, or project managers, you never know.
If I'm growing my business, and let's say, you know, I've hired, you know, a few dozen people at this point, people obviously come and go along the way. I'm not just am I going to just remember that John Doe also has experience in this 2.5, 3 years down the road? Or is there I mean, do you literally keep records of this and go back when you're thinking of expansion or even hiring for that matter to think about what type of candidate am I really looking for?
I mean, you should, you know, to an extent. And then, you know, if they supposedly have experience in this field, you should have aspects where you can kind of cross them over in what you're doing and get a little bit of knowledge. Like, you know, hey, I want you to go do this.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you can kind of get your own mindset of what they actually can do. And, you know,
Sure.
just because they put it on their application doesn't always mean that they're 100% honest.
Oh, no, absolutely.
And that way you can kind of try them out, you know, to see and get a feel for it.
Just
like,
give
you
them
know, a lot of times we hire guys and they'll have, you know, Class A or Class B CDLs. And we've hired them as an operator position or maybe a lead man position, or whatever it may be. But then, you know, so all of a sudden, you know, got a truck driver out sick. Need somebody to fill his spot. And, you know, it clicks. It's like, you know, well, so-and-so over here, he's got, you know, Class A's, and let's throw him in a truck and just see what he can do.
Very cool.
So from an employee standpoint, having a Class A license or that kind of thing can be useful.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to go get a Class A driver's license today,
Yeah, I mean,
you
it's
can
like,
work tomorrow.
right.
Yeah.
If you needed to go somewhere and make some money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of, it's kind of like a backup plan. If you got Class A's and you keep them up to date, and keep them valid, then you've got a job. You know, if all else fails, you know, stuff is still going to be trucked across America.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a shortage of truck drivers all the time.
Wow. That's good advice. I like it. Jeff Givens,
Chris Work.
Jeff Spencer,
Yes, sir.
Jerry Work. Producer. Y'all check us out at ProfitDig.com. Easy to use construction job estimating and costing. It's a pretty good tool. Very
Yes.
inexpensive. It's only $99 a month. Obviously, you're watching us here on YouTube. Thanks for stopping by. Subscribe to the channel. Like the videos. We will see you soon.